So Joe Biden deigned to make his first public appearance yesterday. He made some comments on the Supreme Court. It was scheduled for 7:45 p.m. There was a lot of anticipation. This is President Biden's first appearance since his disastrous public debate. Is he going to allay concerns? Is he going to speak for a long time? Is he going to show us that he really can do the job? Is he going to take any questions from all the reporters? Pretty much none of that happened. He spoke for a record 4 minutes. He took no questions. He read off of a script, including at one point saying, quote, end of quote, showing that it was the end of the quote in the teleprompter. And then perhaps most puzzling of all was caked in orange makeup. Not an exaggeration. Let's put this up there on the screen. This is a side-by-side. That's Biden at the debate. That's Biden yesterday. And there's no Photoshop. There's no editing. I swear to you, this is a real image. And we are already seeing reporting from multiple mainstream media outlets that Biden's staff is apparently very upset with CNN because they're blaming the makeup artists for not putting enough makeup on him and appearing too pale and out of it. Right, it's the makeup people's fault. It's also apparently their fault that he didn't know which camera to look at, even though Trump somehow figured it out in the course of the debate. Interesting, right? That these are the excuses that we're coming up with. So Orange Man bad? Question mark. That's one that Cheeto Jesus and all of that perhaps will be changing. The Democrats and the center left will be changing their tune on that one. This funny part stuff though aside, there's some very serious stuff going on right now by the Biden campaign and the people behind him to try and shut down any conversation about him dropping out of the race. Let's put this up there on the screen. This is perhaps the most insane one, is that Democrats are currently weighing nominating Biden through the unofficial or through the official channels online to circumvent all of the talk of dropping him from the ticket. So you can see this from Bloomberg. A mid-July vote would formally tap Biden as the nominee as early as July 21st. The president's allies have pushed back then on the calls for replacement, and they believe that this would accomplish two birds with one stone. Number one is that it would qualify him for the ballot much earlier in several states, as opposed to having to wait a month. But number two is, look, it's July 2nd, 19 days, that's a long time, especially for an old man, but 2 months is way longer than that. It's a political eternity. So what they want to do is nominate him officially, and then it's over. You can't even attempt to have a broker convention or a contested convention. So this is as rigged as it gets, folks. Remember, they were already doing this because they were worried about Palestine protesters and uncommitted delegates disrupting the official nomination process. This means they would move it fully online even earlier to disrupt concerns about his age and any Israel-Gaza protests, and then make the convention a coronation as opposed to something that was actually contested. So this is a full-on conspiracy by Biden, his family, and his closest aides to ram this through as soon as possible. Let's go to the next part, please, because this shows us part of the push and pull of everything that is going on here. So, for example, Governor Whitmer, who has been hailed as some alleged replacement for Joe Biden, well, it turns out that the very day after the debate, Governor Whitmer of Michigan phoned Jennifer O'Malley Dillon. She is the campaign manager for the Biden campaign, to, quote, relay that Michigan, in the wake of the debate, is no longer winnable for Joe Biden. So look, any scenario where Biden doesn't win Michigan is basically game over. Remember, Biden won Michigan in 2020. Trump barely won Michigan in 2016. I think it was only like 10,000 votes or so. But he needs Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania to go in his direction because right now, all polling in the world indicates that Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada are likely gone. Without those three so-called blue wall states, he's done. So if he's losing in Michigan, according to the sitting governor there, I don't even know what the hell this entire purpose of this is. You can nominate him early if you want, but then you're basically guaranteed to lose. There's also a lot of other stuff going on right now. For example, post-debate polls. This one is insane. It's shocking. Let's put this up there on the screen. Just to show you. In the state of New Hampshire, a new St. Anselm College poll shows Donald Trump at 44%, Joe Biden at 42%, RFK Jr. at 4. Now, you would say, hey, but Biden's, he's pretty close there, right? Yeah, you shouldn't even be in the margin of error because he won the state by over 5 points last time around. It wasn't even supposed to be a battleground state. It hasn't been really looked at as a battleground state for a long time. Trump came kind of close in 2016, but look, that was the best possible circumstance for him, and he still barely lost it. So what are we doing here when Biden is trailing Trump in New Hampshire? This just puts all kinds of states on the map, which previously we weren't even thinking about. And let's go to the next part because we can just continue and roll down this. Ann Seltzer, we previously brought you her Iowa poll. Ann Seltzer is perhaps the best pollster in this entire country, the state of Iowa. She says that Donald Trump is up by nearly 20 points in Iowa. Why do we care? Yeah, Iowa's a red state. Because let's say the nearby states like Wisconsin, for example, that Trump obviously, or that Biden needs to win if he has any chance, well, that means he's probably losing Wisconsin by 7 to 10 points. Then you've got here journalist John Ralston, pretty much the gold standard whenever it comes to Nevada politics. He says Biden is not only losing Nevada, but he is dragging the Democrats down ballot. Here's what he says. My thoughts here on New York Times Siena. This is a very bad poll for Joe Biden. I also think it is terrible for Jackie Rosen and Democratic House incumbents. I am not a huge fan of most Nevada polls, and this one certainly has anomalies, but Biden is losing here. So when John Ralston speaks, I'm listening, folks. And just over and over again, we are watching just really a meltdown, a national meltdown for Joe Biden at almost every level. And yeah, Biden has a 63% unfavorable rating in Nevada compared to Trump's 50. Nearly 2/3 here have an unfavorable view of the president. My goodness. Well, that's not all, folks, because already Republican candidates are picking up on the Biden debate performance, smacking Joe Biden and all of the Democratic candidates. Here, for example, is Dave McCormick in the state of Pennsylvania running against Bob Casey, another critical battleground state. Let's take a listen.
The worst debate I've ever seen in my entire life.
No two ways about it. That was not a good debate for Joe Biden.
Panic.
Panic. Not just panic, it's pain.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So what do we do about this?
Everything we have to do with
What would you have Joe Biden do to make the case that he's not an elderly, well-meaning gentleman?
People are going to see it in the campaign.
No question he's prepared to do this job today and would be were he reelected.
one of my best buddies, very close friend, one of my closest friends, Bobby Casey.
I have a lot of confidence in his leadership. No question he's prepared to do this job today.
I mean, just take a look at that. You are going to see that at every single race for the next several months, which is just genuinely devastating for these folks. And it just makes it very questionable as to how you could be able to pull this out. So this is all the campaign debating polling that we have so far. I actually have one right in front of me, which just came out. So let me go ahead and read it to everybody because it is actually more of a counter signal and I want to be able to present the whole picture. This is from a Harvard-Harris poll. It says, among those who watched the debate, did the debate make you more or less likely to vote for Biden? Biden, less likely, 42%, no impact, 35, more likely, 23. Trump, more likely, 40, no impact, 35, less likely, 26. So look, for Biden, you still got the biggest number there at 42% saying I'm less likely to vote for you. That is not good. I mean, that just shows you again how devastating it was, whereas it's only 26% Trump, 40% more likely there for more likely whenever it comes to Trump. You put all that together, and I'm just seeing a total wipeout that is happening on the campaign front. The bottom is falling out. That doesn't mean, though, that the Democrats aren't still going to try and rig the process and nominate him before the convention to shut down any of the conversation about dropping him off the ticket. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.